What is happening, guys? Donegan Fitness and Nutrition here. It's not going to be an easy video for me to make today, but I found out literally a few hours ago that one of my favorite fitness influencers has passed away at the age of 27 from heart failure. This news was just so shocking. Scott Murray, his name is. He produced so much content with recipe ideas, really creative, like good recipe ideas, really obviously low calorie, high volume stuff, and obviously really good for people who are trying to lose a bit of weight. And the guy simply took it too far. One thing that there was a lot of red flags when I was watching his content. I found it really resourceful and really helpful. Like, he was very educated on what he was saying, but there was a lot of red flags that I saw when I was watching his content. Number one, that like the portions of his meals were very abnormal. Like when you see him eating literally out of bowls the size of his head, these massive portions of just meat and vegetables, you know, good meals, but they were so huge, and it just looked as if he definitely wasn't eating enough or frequently enough. And that's why he was eating like that, but it just didn't seem normal. Number two, I believe that he did do 2 HIIT workouts every single day. So he would do it wasn't even HIIT workouts. I think it was strength and conditioning, but I think he was doing it for 2 hours every single day for twice a day, like 4 hours, and he was burning over like 1,000 calories. He was getting probably over 20,000 steps in on top of that. He was eating in a very just a bad deficit. I mean, in this video now, this was one of his last videos where you could just tell his face was just, you know, the skin was just going away, and his fingers were starting to go really, his fingers were starting to become red, and yeah, it just plumped up. Like you could just tell something was not right. And he was doing this for over 5 years, and he was 4% body fat. We need to learn more about exercise addiction. Exercise addiction can come to anyone. It came to me literally a year ago. I mean, you know, I was 10% body fat. If you obviously see these pictures right here, I'm in a better shape mentally now because obviously I've educated myself on nutrition, and I realized that my health was more important than my body fat percentage, or, you know, my physique, or however I look. I literally thought I was too fat in those pictures. I thought at the time, I was like, I need to be skinnier. It can come to anyone, and the fact that, you know, this guy was 27, and he passed away. I heard that there's two people. There's two things that are going around online. He either died in his sleep, or he died literally making a meal. Rest in peace, Scott Murray. Rest in peace. I could just tell he had real love for the viewers that he had. He really wanted to give out good advice, but there was more red flags. The fact that he was sleeping 4 hours a night. He was working so much on his page. I mean, I admire his work ethic, but you could just tell it really got a hold of him. It really did. He lost himself. To see him, you know, obviously in his last video, you could just see his face just melting away, and his fingers were red, and you know, it's scary, because that can happen to anyone. If they feel as if they're achieving something by doing that, they're gonna keep on doing it, and it results in death. You know, apparently his heart couldn't take it, and he died in his house. Rest in peace, Scott Murray. I really hope his family is okay. This news was so shocking. I was literally gonna put it on YouTube. I haven't watched his videos in a while. I just haven't. Typed up Scott Murray, saw the news. I was like, this can't be real. Then I saw it. I was like, wow. I was like, I just knew there was something up. If only he listened to. I mean, I'm sure there was people in his life that told him that Scott, this is really getting out of hand. Like, this is really taking over your life. You're exercising too frequently, and just wasting, just working too hard. There's work addiction, there's exercise addiction. Especially with dieting addiction, trying to get as in best shape as possible, but every single day he was living his life as if he was competing for like Mr. Olympia. They're trying to be in the best shape of his life for his whole life. For like the last 5 years, he was in the best. He wasn't in good shape. He wasn't, but he was chronically dieting for 5 years, doing 2 hours of conditioning, getting 20,000 steps in every single day, eating he was definitely eating in a deficit. I don't know what his calorie, thing was. I don't know if he was bulking or cutting. It seemed to me he was eating very high volume foods. Very, very strangely high volume foods, like literally out of massive bowls. He was eating out of massive bowls. Straight away, that's not normal. That isn't, and that's a sign for me. When I had my eating disorder, I would eat a very, very strange amount. I would obviously starve myself in the week, and then on the weekend, I would I think I literally ate 2 pizzas, and I was still hungry. Too massive. You need to take care of yourself, and this can happen to anyone. This can, if they're misled. But it seemed to me he sort of had maybe a bit of an obsessive personality, where he was a bit of a, definitely a perfectionist, and lived his life so strictly, like with this regimen every single day. Rest in peace, man. Rest in peace. I hope his family's okay. Put it in the comments down below what you think about this. This is incredibly sad. It's so sad, man. Absolutely so sad. But we need to spread more awareness about exercise addiction, diet addiction, whatever you want to call it. It's a real thing. Thanks for watching.